Hi everyone, it's Jan with What You Make It, and today I am in my studio working on creating several cards that I can just put into my card stash. And I thought maybe you would like to watch that process, so I'm inviting you to come along with me. I found myself this weekend really needing a sympathy card for a friend. And as I went through all of my cards, I realized I had lots of birthday cards, I had hello friend cards, but I didn't really have any that were appropriate. And if you're like me, when you need one right then, and you probably don't have a ton of time to put it together. So after putting that one together, I've come up with a couple that I think I can make fairly quickly. They'll still be very unique, and I thought I'd share that process with you. So for this first one, it's going to be, this is a dark blue cardstock that I have cut to a standard A2 size, and this is going to be a one layer, and I have this piece that I'm going to put on the inside for the note, but I'm going to do just a little simple stamping. And I'm just going to very quickly take it up one notch from that. I'm using the Stitches and Swirls stamp set from Paper Tray Ink, and I'm just going to build a bit of a frame. And this has, I don't know if you can see, it has just lots of options. And when I've seen it used in other situations, it is very elegant looking, and there's lots of little bits and pieces, so I can create a frame really fast. And that's what my plan is for this. I'm going to use some fresh snow ink, and I'm actually going to put a piece of scratch paper underneath here because I don't want to. So I'm just going to stamp a bit of frame around here. I'm going to leave room for a sentiment. So I'll probably turn and press this. Isn't that just so nice and elegant? And there's so many pieces of it that work really well that we can just come in and fill in here. And you know what, I'm going to go move to a different piece, get a different, because I'm just wanting to add a few more little bits in here. I hope you are having a good week, that you are having some time for some creativity. And once I get one of these done, it'll be easy to multiply them. I'm going to use, in the set there's one that's the exact opposite of this, so I'm going to clean this really quick, pull it off, the other one on. I think that'll make a nice little element over here. I'm going to do this more down here because I want to leave some space in here for my sentiment. And I feel like I may need just a couple of leaves. So I have added some leaves. And I'm just going to add those leaves onto this little. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my sentiment. And what I'm going to use is from this sentiment stamp set called Signature Greetings. I'm going to use the one that says, "I'm so sorry." So let me see if I can find that one. It's right here. And you can see, I mean, once I'm just using one color of ink, And we have that. So now I think we might need to put in just a little bit of something over here. So let's see what our, ooh, there's a fun little swirl there and another little grouping of flowers. And I'm going to stick them on opposite ends of the block here. Now I'm just going to go back in and fill in where I need to, just to make sure that we have imagery all the way around. Put this one right in here. Okay, so I like that. And here's the last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to take a white Prismacolor pencil, and on the, let me move this white out of the way here so you can actually see what I'm doing maybe a little bit better. That white glares. I'm going to just quickly color in just a little bit. So obviously if you were going to do a card like this, you don't have to have this particular stamp set, but if you were using some line art, then you would want to use a dark color, and I'm just gonna, like this dark blue. It's kind of an indigo kind of color. Just like in my video, Stepping Up Line Art, this is another one of those things that you could get your stamping done, and then while you're watching TV you could add the Prismacolor. So how cute is that? Not that sympathy cards are necessarily cute, but it's very easy to do. I can make a whole bunch of them and get them into my stash. I was a little scatterbrained. I told you I was going to do something for the inside. Because of the darkness, you could use a white gel pen, but I decided to put a little white card inside, and so I'm using one of the same images that I used on the front, and I'm going to just stamp it over here on the side. Just kind of tie that in, and then just put it inside the card. Just give you a place to write a little note. Easy card, but I think it ends up looking really cute. So this is the other card that I am going to mass produce, and the key to doing something like this is to just have all of your stamps ready. So I have mounted all of them, pre-mounted them. I have a little bit of scratch paper here that I'm going to show you a little stamp off technique that helps me get multiple colors just by using 2 ink colors for the flowers. So let's get a card base here, and I'm using my masking technique again. I think I've shown that to you in the past, and really all you want to do is make sure that your mask is as wide as your sentiment is going to be. And I think I've shown this to you. This is Eclipse masking tape. It's very similar to a post-it note. You could use post-it notes if you didn't have that. I like it because it's a little bit wider and I can play with it. So I'm going to start with some Summer Sunrise. I think sunflowers are just a very pretty I love seeing fields of sunflowers, and not every time we send a sympathy card or something like that does it have to be totally somber, and maybe it's just we want them to know we're thinking of them. Now I'm stamping once and then I'm going to stamp again. And you'll see I just have a very light impression of that. And want to do another dark one down here in the corner. So I'm going to move on to, what is this color? Harvest Gold. And I'm going to use the smaller image. And now I'm going to build up some of these flowers on here. And I'm going to stamp off and do another one. And you know what? I need another one of, I'm going to use this lighter yellow on a large one and go ahead and put it up here. Again, we're just kind of building a frame around the sentiment, and you would let's put one over here, and let's do one more of these right up in here. Okay, so we have our sunflower stamped, and now I'm going to do the brown centers. And the stamp set comes with two different centers, one large, one small, and I'm going to use these, but I'm definitely, because I'm using dark chocolate ink, I'm definitely going to stamp off once before I use that, because I don't want the card to be overwhelmed by, I'm going to turn my stamp over and add ink to it, particularly when you're working with a solid image stamp and you want good ink color coverage. I usually turn my stamp over and add the ink from there. Now I'm going to turn this over, and this first step, it really doesn't matter where you place it. Put it wherever you want it to be, and we'll clean that off. And now I'm going to move to the second one, and this one I want to use the intermediate color, so I'm going to go with Raspberry Fizz. Now I'm going to do the leaves, and I'm just going to use simply chartreuse. You can use whatever ink you have, and I'm going to stamp once full strength, and then I'm going to stamp again so that there's just kind of a ghost of an image. And I'm using the large leaf first. I'm going to stamp and then stamp again, just filling in the space. And I think I need kind of a large one right in here. And now I'm going to go to the small one. And for these, I'm going to just turn my card and add a second little leaf wherever I need to. I'm going to, there's no rhyme or reason. We're just wanting to fill in the spaces. That's really what we're doing at this point. We're just filling in the space. Go ahead and add our sentiment. I'm going to do With Sympathy for this one, and I'm going to ink it up and put it right here. I like this. It's a nice soft curvy stamp. I'm going to take a ruler and a Copic marker, because you know me, I like to have just a touch of touch of dimension, and this is Y32. I think it goes well, and I'm going to use the chisel end and going to just line up my metal edge of the ruler here, and I'm going to just come down, line with that, and I'm going to do that again here. So we have another clear line, and then just to make it kind of pop so you feel like you have this is a floating piece above it, I'm going to take a W3 because these are warm colors, so I'm going to use a warm gray, and just underneath that I'm going to again use my chisel and just lightly go down that line. And you can see it gives you a little bit of a sense that this has popped up. We can add it to the card front, and it can go into your stash of cards that you have at the ready when you need them. I hate wanting to do something very sweet for somebody and realizing I'm out of time to do it. So I'm going to sit here and make a few more. I hope this will inspire you to go make a few sympathy, get well, thinking of you kinds of cards, and put them in your stash too. Hope you're having a great week, and I'll be back to share something else with you soon. Bye.